All right, y'all, welcome back. So this is our tier talk segment where we highlight random subjects and give our list of what we think they should rank. So this week's tier talk is gonna be. I'm really excited for this one. It's gonna be the top five, or what we think are the top five Punahou athletes in the class of 2018. So that's our graduating class.
Yes, sir.
And this is all um subjective.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
I don't know.
I think
That's the word.
that's the word.
Subjective.
I don't know.
Okay.
You're asking me. I don't know.
But we're just kind of basing our like athlete tier list off of like the eye test and who we think are like just like you're good at like a certain sport, you're good at like all sports. It's kind of subjective, like I said. So let's get into it. I first want to list some honorable mentions because I think I was just thinking of all these people in our grade, and I think these people deserve to be shouted out. I want to say my first honorable mention is Nick Buto. I think Nick Buto is one of the best athletes,
Oh,
one of the best athletes in our grade. I know you guys did not think of him.
No, he was different. Like he
can
was sneaky
play-
athletic. You know
He
what I
can
mean?
play every sport. He's so skilled at everything. So I'm gonna go Nick Buto, honorable mention. Kahi
yeah,
Basho,
okay.
super good at
Kai can
baseball,
play.
great at football when he played. So Kahi Basho, Kyson, another guy, great at baseball,
Kai
great
can
at
sling
football.
too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I'll say
sure.
this guy, he was definitely. I need to add him.
Cole. Arsenal was nice.
Yeah,
He
he
was
would be my
nice.
top
He could
five,
play
but
wide
but
receiver.
Yeah.
I
He
ain't
could
gonna
play
do
point
that.
guard.
Doing top five. We
He was
can't.
playing
We gotta keep
baseball.
ourselves. We gotta keep ourselves
He
out
would
of
be
it.
in my top five though. But he is just an athlete, like a pure athlete. Any sport he could play. And then also Hunter Osoda. Hunt is just like
Oh yeah,
one of the most
Hunter's
athletic people,
Hunter, yeah.
good at everything. Someone who I was always like in competition with was him. He's always good at like every sport. So
Yeah.
I gotta shout out Hunter. Okay, let's get into our top five now. Do you guys have any honorable mentions you want to shout out?
You know, like
mention.
that's not gonna make my top five cut.
Yeah.
I think I just throw in just because he's pure. Like I know we don't talk about him a lot on the show, but I don't know if you're gonna see this, but I have to throw Kaimi in there.
Yeah.
Don't know
I
why.
agree.
I
Dunaway.
throw Kaimi in there.
Okay.
Just because I mean, granted, he who was an athlete. Played what he played volleyball,
Yeah.
basketball. Probably if he really wanted to play football,
Oh,
I
he
think
should have played
yeah,
safety or something?
he probably could have. He probably come up and just whack people. You know what I mean? But no, yeah, Kaimi's up there for me.
For sure, I agree.
I agree with your Kaisen. Yeah, but I'd say like more of those guys.
I'll say Tanner.
Oh, Tanner.
Aina.
I'll put Tanner Ono there.
Ola Aina too.
I think
Oh,
Ola.
wait, we still gotta talk
Yeah, we
about
gotta
Ola.
stop. Yeah.
Ola's a pretty good athlete too.
Let's get into our top five.
Throw him in there.
Here we go. Here we go. Top five, Spence.
He's not an honorable mention for me.
Yeah. Let's get into our top five.
Spencer, you go ahead.
Yes. What's
Okay,
your five?
first,
No, five.
Five, yeah.
it's hard for me to rank them.
Yes.
To be honest,
Say
boys,
say something at five.
just names. The rankings are just, well, But I'm gonna say Kanai Akana.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
a good athlete.
Yeah.
6'4", jumps through the roof. He was a state champion, not in basketball, but he was a 4-time state champion in volleyball in high school. He is a 2-time NCAA champion in college as well.
Yeah.
And he is a good athlete. He is a good athlete.
For sure.
What about you?
For sure.
Cool.
Kanai was my five too. I had to list Kanai. He's a fucking hammer. Kanai
He's a hammer.
Kanai's like a one of those guys who just like freaky athletic. Like he just he's like had God given athletic ability. Like he doesn't even need to practice a day in his life, and he'll be good at any other sport. If he played tight end in football, he would be the best in the state.
He could play tight end.
He could play.
football.
He could have played on a varsity team, I think, for basketball if he played a little bit. And then he was like one of the best volleyball players in the grade. But yeah, he's just freaking.
Yeah, I like that.
Kanai at five.
Said I was gonna do Kanai at 5. Well, that Kanai, if you're hearing this, would be my 5. But a guy that I didn't say in my honorable mention that I would put in that spot, and he reminds me of a lot like what a Michael Mall was. He could have been good at it if he played it growing up. I'm gonna say Ryan Wilcox.
That's a good
Ooh,
one.
Just because
ooh, Ryan Wilcox.
he can jump out the
Throw
gym.
it in.
He can jump out the gym. He could have probably been a good receiver if he played football growing up. You know, lanky, skinny, fast, probably like athletic. And then basketball, he just had stupid balance. If he had a handle and could shoot a little growing up. But yeah, he would be my 5th.
Ryan Wilcox?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a solid pick.
You go for it. You go
4?
for it. Yeah.
4, I'm going off basic. I'm going off of just physical specimen here.
I hope we don't have the same.
I'm just
people.
going
God,
off of.
man.
I'm just going off of.
Don't tell me.
I'm just going off of physical specimen.
I know you're
Don't
gonna say.
tell me.
Stephen Barber.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, I forgot about Steven. Actually, yeah.
Talk about a guy that was
Actually, yeah.
just past the eye. He literally
Yeah.
looked like the best athlete in our school at one point, probably. Like just
That's a good
the way
pick.
he was built and just walked like just what he had everything. He had all the intangibles that you can't coach. And I just think he could have been. I mean, he was a running quarterback. You got to be some type of athlete to be that type of quarterback. And then he could have just been good probably at other sports. He was tall, naturally tall, kind of in the same boat as like. Granted, he wasn't dominant. How Canelo was dominant at one sport, but kind of that same boat where he just had this height and this size that you can't teach. That could have made you dominant at the sport you were playing.
I want to shout him out too. I wouldn't have my list. I never thought of him.
Congrats, Steven.
Yeah, he was a grown man in high school. He probably had like, if you're like just looking at like all the like these people, he probably had he was the best like eye test. He was like big, bulky, 6'3", 6'4".
Looked like he was on roids in high school.
He was a man, yeah, for sure.
Who's your 4?
One thing that sticks out with him is I remember preseason senior year, we were playing up in California, Honor Bowl, and we were pinned on our 1 up by 7, and he pulls the ball and runs 100 yards down the field, just burning everyone. And I was like,
remember we were at your
like that energy was crazy that play. We won 56-42, I think. Against
that was your guys' best game. That was your guys' best game all year.
Yeah.
That was that play though was like damn.
But that game just showed his potential and showed what he was capable of athletically. So for sure, Stephen Barber, shout out. My number 4 is I gotta put a girl in here, and I think I know what you're gonna say.
Don't tell me we have the same. Don't tell me.
I think she was undoubtedly the best female athlete in our grade for sure. Just like
wait.
Yes.
Okay, wait.
I think Kayla was.
Oh! I didn't say that. Okay. I didn't see that one coming.
She really was.
She was the best female athlete.
The year I ran track,
she's the fastest. Her and Aaliyah were the fastest. But Kayla could play. She played volleyball too. But she was like the all-state track and field.
Her little strong ass showed her
she could jump. She could run.
Isn't she running at UH or something?
I have no idea. I don't keep up.
Oh, okay. But I just thought maybe. I thought maybe you would know.
No, but for sure, I think she was. I think she is the best athlete in our grade for sure.
Yeah.
Or female athlete.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know you guys have females, but
okay. I'm gonna go with Paige Hilliard. I think Paige was a great athlete. Obviously, she comes from a family of great athletes, but she ended up playing D1 at LSU, transferred to Illinois State, and she can play a ton of sports, dude.
Right.
Tall, jump, can hit, and she played football up until age 12. For those that don't know, so
she did. She played at Milan, I remember.
So
shout out,
she's an athlete for sure.
All right, Spence, that brings you to number 3, bro.
Who's 3, brother?
I had a hard time because there's just a lot of guys I could just plug in here. But I think one that's impressive to me because of all the things that he does, Haller. He is currently the Utah State starting D tackle. He's about 6'2", 285, solid mass, has abs now. He's slimmed down a lot. I mean, he looks big, but he's not just a great player. I think he's also a 15-time world fire knife champion,
That's a fact.
which takes ridiculous coordination
Yeah,
to throw fire into the air, dude.
Knife. It's an actual
And
blade.
but that's a good point. I never thought of how.
I'm gonna be honest. I've seen some stuff too. Like he's got hands too. I think he practices in his off time. He goes to a gym out there, but he can box, dude. He's got some heavy hands. I think
Someone I
he
would
could
wanna
do
scrap
that.
It's not somebody I want to scrap with.
Yeah, he's a big dude, and his hands are quick. It's
Ooh.
snap.
I'm
He's a
good
pretty
off of
solid
that.
athlete.
I'm good off of him, bro. He would straight give me the 1-2.
I like that. I like that 3.
Yeah.
I think 3. I think me and Cole will have this guy for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Ola Aina.
Yeah, that's my.
Ola
Ola Aina. He is the definition of an athlete. Right?
Yeah,
like
just baseball,
football. What do you track?
No,
what do you do?
He's just an
baseball.
athlete. He just was an athlete, though. I mean, he could have played D2 basketball if he wanted to. I mean, just
could play basketball too. Yeah,
he just was a
skill.
Yeah, he just was nuts. He just was. The guy was different. I mean, he was a good guy. I liked hanging out with him in high school a lot. He was cool, and he just was different. I mean, to be a football player and think you're gonna be a player in college, play football, and then he's like, no, you know what? I can go play baseball at a high level, go to a good JUCO in Yakima or whatever it's called, and then go play at a high level in the NAIA level, which is still a high level, and he's still playing high level baseball. And to be good and start there, it's just you got to be a good. I mean, he just was the man. I mean, he was a man on the football team. He was a good safety, punt returner. Baseball, he was good. I mean, he could run. He was a center fielder, I think, and hit the ball. I mean, like you said, Cole, he's just a definition of an athlete.
You know, you're the best athlete on the team when you're a returner for sure. Cole, who's 2? Man, we gonna have the same people.
2. No, 2 for me. Because I didn't throw in a girl.
What?
Yeah, I didn't throw in a girl. So
okay.
I'd probably put, for me, my 2 would probably be Ola. My 4 my 3 would be Steven Barber, and my 4, since you guys put girls there, I was put just size wise and just she's a national champion. I'd put Mehana.
Mehana Ma'a too is.
I put Mehana Ma'a.
She's a good athlete, dude.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. She's big. I mean,
she won at
national championship at the B2 level. In high school, she played basketball. She was a volleyball player, and she just could do it. I mean, her family's just athletic. I mean, look at her. Michael was probably one of the most freak athletes that ever come out of Punahou.
Yeah.
And
she's got a long line, yeah.
Just it's just a long line. Her dad and mom both played college volleyball. And just that's
100%. 100%.
All right, so Mehana.
Yeah, so you go ahead. Who would be your 2, Cole?
My 2 is for sure Alama. Alama is definitely one of the top athletes in our grade for sure.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention he's obviously one of the best centers in college football right now, but he was great at basketball when he played. He was a state champ in shot put, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could throw, dude.
So Alama, with his size, strength, he could move for how big he was. I think he's in high school. He's probably around 280, 290.
Dude,
he could move, bro. Like he could.
I just have to speak on that. He was playing tackle in high school. Yeah. Right now, he's playing center. But yes, for his size, he was really quick. I mean, at 280. He still had those fast feet, dude. He could really cover.
I think that's what makes him good.
I credit that to a lot of basketball. I really, truly do. I credit that to a lot of basketball because another player that didn't go to Punahou but was huge but could fly was Noah Purcell. Could fly around.
He was a great athlete.
He could fly around. And that's kind of Alamo wasn't that fast, but it was kind of that big body person moving quicker than you thought. You know what I mean? And
much bigger than
that's what I'm saying.
Some of the best feet I've seen playing.
Oh yeah.
offensive line
That's
for
what
us. Yeah.
makes him great right now,
Yeah,
right?
that's what.
This
Yeah,
is
his feet work. His
right.
work ethic is probably just jumped out the roof too.
But he was skilled in
Yeah.
everything. He could do every
I
sport,
mean,
I
he played
believe.
baseball.
He could do
Yeah.
everything
Did
for
play
sure.
baseball for a
He
little
could be
bit.
a
Yeah.
basketball player.
Yep.
Man, I
Yeah.
wish he would have stuck with
Spence,
it.
who's your two?
So I went with Cole Arsenal at 2.
Yes,
I
sir.
really had to throw him in there.
I told you
So
the
for
leading
everyone
guy.
that don't know, Cole, I believe you played quarterback before and then you switched to wide receiver.
Yes, sir.
But Cole was, I remember him playing JV. I mean, he was a lead guy out there. He tore his ACL junior year, right?
Yeah.
And you chose to, play one sport. But dude, you could play football. You could have went somewhere playing ball, Cole. I mean, you know, I know you went to Adams State and transferred out now, but you were good at both sports at the same time, and you could also play like so many other sports, Cole.
Yeah, like I said, I would have definitely put him in my top five, but I want to leave him out just to
Yeah,
highlight some other guys. He knows how I feel.
for sure.
He's like that. I know he's not going to talk too much about himself or toot his own horn, but yeah, baseball player when he was younger, I think.
Play baseball too.
Great football player, great basketball player, still is great at basketball, but like even like
State
being up here
champion.
and like and being one of my closest friends, like we always play like pickleball, we always play spike ball, like it, like he's always my partner in everything, and I would not pick a partner like someone else that can't win me the matches, the games and stuff. And he was definitely my partner. I'm sorry, Spence, you my partner too.
No, you wouldn't pick me. You
When it comes to
wouldn't pick
sports,
me.
when it
I
comes to
know you
sports,
wouldn't.
even like water pong and stuff like that,
I know you wouldn't pick me.
Yeah,
this
we can run
is
the
my
table. I
partner,
mean,
bro.
we got some.
For
I mean,
know.
we can have a resume of who we beat on water pond. I mean,
Oh my
shout
Lord.
out Dalton and Hillard and Robbie Tone, Big
Shout out you
Dan.
guys.
But
Yeah, you
yeah,
definitely when it comes to athletics, this is my partner, and he's for sure one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete in our grade. Did you say your two? You
I did. I changed it. I put Ola at my two because
Okay.
you guys put the girl at the 4, so I changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do our number one.
Spence, start with your number one, brother.
Andre.
You're Andre?
Yeah.
Andre to
Andre.
me,
Yeah. I'm just my
and
number one. I mean, he just was.
yeah, he's a
Andre.
specimen at 6'4". He's got that track speed too. And what's crazy is he's playing at Princeton. He's playing two sports. But I don't have a source I could say per se, but I've heard that the U.S. Olympic coach asked him to train for their track team. So
What does he run again? He does like the triathlon,
he was
right?
doing the decathlon.
And that's when you know you're a
That's
freak
what, like,
athlete.
Brian did.
Yeah.
So he's a specimen. I think he was on some sites top 25,
Freak athlete. Yeah.
freakiest college athletes. I mean, he's got the size, the speed, and he looks huge now.
He does.
He looks big. Like
He's a
he's
specimen.
got that talent. He could go pro. He has pro potential. He does.
How's he been doing? Actually, that's the guy.
They don't start till next week. I've been
Oh,
looking,
you've been looking.
but
And smart too. Yeah.
he's one of those. We're talking about athletes, Spencer.
What do you say?
You talk about book smart. I'm like, bro, we're talking about athlete.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Because if we're talking about books, I would not have been on this list.
it's not too too much, okay?
Yeah.
But you go.
No, but no. But yeah, he's just a freak. I mean,
One of the best receivers in the what did they play, FCS?
they're Ivy League.
Ivy League.
Yeah.
One of the best receivers at his level in college football. Probably the best decathlon guy. Like he broke records.
I think he was like number 2 in the track national tournament. I think he finished second.
He broke records, and in that sport, you have to be
an athlete. I mean, if I were to go, granted, I'm in basketball shape, but if I were to try to go do it, I'd probably quit not even halfway, probably the first 2 seconds of the thing, I'd probably quit.
But yeah, those are our top 5 athletes.
Let's just see if you can think of some other guys that we might have missed that we can shout out.
Obviously, there's so much more that we could shout out.
So many.
I can think of like Chris Espinoza in soccer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's like the best soccer player.
Yeah.
But he was good at like when he was
Anisha.
basketball and stuff too. Like
I mean, another guy that we could shout out that watched the podcast that was good at basketball growing up and good at volleyball is Parker Van Dyke.
Oh yeah, Parker's a great.
Parker Van Dyke can play. Okay.
We can shout out Parker Van Dyke.
Parker was a great athlete, or is a good athlete.
Good
I don't
athlete.
actually. You've been drinking too much a little bit.
Yeah, Parker, you been getting a beer belly or what? Yeah,
What
sir.
else? What else can we think of? There's so many.
Cortez
Cortez, holy
in his prime. His prime Cortez.
even in, but I'm saying
now.
he won a state championship with us. I mean, he was on the team. He would play. I mean, like
just for defense.
Yeah, he was
back,
athletic. He was an athletic defender that could guard the best player on the court. You know what I mean? He was Cortez.
He ended up playing 4 years in college too.
Yeah, you gotta put Cortez.
I could even say
Walk-on guy.
You'd go and say what's his face was a dominant player, Zane.
Oh, Zane, yeah.
Zane Jonathan athlete.
Zane is one of those guys who's good at a lot of things.
Mhm.
Nick Nakaoka.
Nick Nakaoka is a freak.
Good at
Actually, yeah.
And I don't know what he did, but
Judo.
he was a good athlete.
I'm leaving out some other.
Canonical was a pretty good athlete too as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Judo, football.
There's just
so many. I mean, if you really think about just just being like just all the athletics, like there's some girls that played on the volleyball team that did not touch the floor at Punahou that play Division 1 level. Like
I know,
like that's how crazy of like that. I just go and look and I'm just like, holy smokes, that's crazy. And like having a little sister, Elle, like, dude, Elle, go play volleyball. Like and go to Punahou, you'll get good. I'm like,
yeah, there's so much talent.
Like you had some girl. I mean, like a good example. This is not throwing shade on her, but like, wasn't Aria on our D2 women's volleyball team 1 year?
She was D2. No, she was D2.
She was D1 1 year and was D2 another year. I swear.
Doesn't matter.
But
she
I'm just saying, like that's just
4 years. Yeah.
Really think of it, or even to think about like when we were playing core senior year, our D2 basketball team could have beat a lot of OIA Division 1 teams. Sure. You know what I mean? Like,
they were nice. Actually, they were nice at D2.
They were a good team. Who's that one guy who plays at UTSA?
Oh, Fitu
Maka's it. He might go pro too.
We can even go and say throw the water on. I can say Paulo. The way Paulo moves for how big.
Paulo's so at 310 too. I miss that dude, man. I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah.
Paulo was the real deal.
But yeah, dude, let's wrap it up. It's not like say the whole grade already.
Yeah.
But
we could have Spencer Loeb.
Yeah,
Actually, whoa. Nah, I'm just playing.
For sure. But